I pretty much try to figure out how to get the treasurer out to the community, to various events, whether it's talking to seniors or kids or families or businesses. I think you want to be dedicated and committed, and you want to live and breathe the job. You want it to be your passion. Working for a state government, you're serving the needs and interests of the people of Connecticut, and so whether it's helping an individual constituent on a matter such as setting up a college education fund for their kid, or whether it's pushing public policy that's pushing legislation and laws that are going to help a larger group of people, a broader group of constituents. I'm always doing something to further the needs and interests of the people of Connecticut. Not for my position. We certainly have interns and internship program in our office, but you don't necessarily need to have been an intern to work at the treasurer's office.
I understand that you have a degree in political science. Does it help you feel more than, say, other degrees in trying to work in public policy or in a public office?
I think having a political science degree helps because it's where you get the foundation and the background to do the job you're doing. You want to have an understanding of how government works. You want to know the three branches of government and how they interact with each other and how they check and balance each other. And so you want to have that foundation because even though I work for the executive branch, we do a lot of work with the legislative branch of government, and to a degree there's some aspect of the judicial branch of government. So you want to understand the basic foundations of how government works, and that's what political science does. It gives you that foundation.
Did your MBA help you at all in working and finding a position in the state treasurer's office?
Well, the state treasurer is the gateway to the financial community. We do a lot of work with Wall Street and a lot of work with investments. And having my MBA, a master's in business administration with a concentration in finance, there's a lot of overlap. And a lot of people in the treasurer's office have their MBA because the education or the subject material taught at the School of Business is pretty much what the treasurer's office does in terms of financial work.
What was your favorite subject in school?
I was a math guy. It was because it was very simple. There was one answer, it was either right or wrong. I just, didn't really have time for, I shouldn't say that. What I should say is that, to me, the classes that required creative, in-depth thinking is something that it's, I think, hard for people in school, at least in high school, when you're in school all day and then you go to your extracurricular activities following the end of school, and then you get home to study. So I liked math because it was just very simple. I got it very easily. And then as I got through college and graduate school, I found the classes that challenged my thinking, that forced me to do more in-depth thinking. I found that much more enjoyable because I had more time for it and more time to dedicate to it.
Can you tell us some surprising facts about your profession?
Surprising facts. I think because politics, it tends to be two-sided. People think that Republicans and Democrats don't always get along, and I think you can disagree in your philosophy but still get along personally. And I think, at least in Connecticut, I think both sides tend to get along personally more so because we have fewer differences in terms of our philosophy than you'll see at the national level, where you're having all 50 states, trying to achieve consensus on an issue, and it's much harder. So I think the biggest surprise for me is that the Republicans and Democrats actually, personally, do get along more so than you would think they would because they disagree on policy.
Are there any websites or professional societies that are related to your work?
I think the websites that I like the most are the news blogs like Politico.com or RealClearPolitics.com, CNN.com, where you find out what's going on day to day, and that helps you determine your viewpoints and your information base to help you make an informed decision when it comes to voting or choosing the next elected official for the various offices that we all vote in. And I think informing yourself is the best way to take part in the civic process and in our democracy and politics. And so these websites, I think, are websites I rely upon as really influential and very important websites.